Days of Our Lives Spoilers, January 26th to 30th. Welcome back to the channel, your #1 safe haven for all things Days of Our Lives. Grab your hourglasses, because the sands are shifting fast, and honestly, the drama we are about to unpack for the week of January 26th through the 30th is absolutely unhinged. So, buckle up. Let's dive deep into the chaos. 1. The Bayview Breakout. Sophia and Rachel. Let's start with the situation at Bayview, because quite frankly, the security at this mental health facility is laughable. We have new spoilers revealing that Sophia Choi is not just sitting around weaving baskets. She is plotting. We know she has a secret phone which, again, how does that happen in a secure ward? And she is actively communicating with the outside world. But here is the darker twist. She's dragging Rachel Black into the mud with her. We saw that note Sophia left for Rachel, telling her to wait for instructions. This isn't just a high school prank, this feels like a prelude to a breakout. And this brings me to a major psychological point about Rachel Black. We have watched this girl grow up as the tug-of-war prize between Kristen and Brady. Is she a victim here? Yes. But I also have a theory that Rachel is turning into a mini Kristen right before our eyes. Think about it. Rachel isn't scared of Sophia's schemes, she's intrigued by them. She thrives on the chaos because that is the love language of the DiMera women. My prediction: Sophia is going to use Rachel as leverage or a decoy to facilitate an escape. We are looking at a situation where Rachel might actually help Sophia escape, thinking it's a game, only to realize too late that she's dealing with a sociopath. If Rachel gets caught up in a prison break, this is the ammunition Kristen needs to nuke Brady's custody rights, and it's the ammo Brady needs to prove Kristen is unfit. It's a lose-lose for the parents, but a win for us viewers because the drama will be top tier. 2. The trap is set. Johnny, Kate, and Xander. Moving over to the corporate world, poor Johnny DiMera. I love him, he's got that charm, but let's be real, he's not cut out for the Shark Tank that is Xander and Kate Roberts. The spoilers tell us that Johnny is going to get trapped while Sophia is busy plotting, but the context here points to a corporate ambush. Kate Roberts is weaponizing Bonnie Kiriakis's book. Now, we all know Bonnie's book is likely filled with accidental secrets and gossip, but Kate is a surgeon with information. She knows exactly where to cut. Here is my analysis of the dynamic. Kate and Xander are an unexpected power duo. Xander brings the muscle and the intimidation. Kate brings the Machiavellian strategy. Johnny, representing DiMera Enterprises, is walking into a buzzsaw. I suspect the trap involves Johnny inadvertently signing something or admitting to something regarding the rights to that book or the film rights, which puts DiMera Enterprises in a legal chokehold. Johnny wants to be a mogul, but he's distracted by his personal life, Chanel, the baby, the drama. Xander and Kate are going to exploit that distraction. Do you think Johnny has what it takes to outsmart Kate Roberts? Because historically speaking, unless your name is Stefano or Victor, you don't win against Kate. I'm worried for Johnny's future at the company. 3. The return of the stalker Jeremy, Melinda, and Owen. Okay, let's talk about a storyline that gave me chills. Jeremy Horton. The walls are closing in. The police have evidence against him. But we, the savvy audience, know something the Salem PD doesn't. Owen Kent is back in the picture. For those of you who are newer to the show or need a refresher, let's look at the history books. Owen Kent is the creep who was obsessively stalking Stephanie Johnson years ago. He is dangerous. He is delusional. The fact that he is resurfacing now screams frame job. Here is my theory on how this plays out. Owen has been watching. He's seen Jeremy getting close to people, or maybe he's just jealous of anyone in Stephanie's orbit, even tangentially. He has likely planted the evidence to take Jeremy down. But the most interesting dynamic here is Jeremy turning to Melinda Trask. Talk about desperate times calling for desperate measures. Melinda is usually the one trying to throw people in jail, not keep them out. However, Melinda has a soft spot for broken bad boys. If Jeremy pleads his case to her, will she cross ethical lines to help him? We might be seeing the start of a Melinda against the DA's office arc, where she has to work defensively. And if Owen Kent is really back, Stephanie Johnson needs to watch her back immediately. This isn't just about Jeremy's legal troubles. This is about a predator returning to the hunting ground. 4. Fatherhood redemption. Chad and Thomas. I want to take a moment to talk about the emotional beat coming up with Chad DiMera and his son, Thomas. The spoilers say Chad has to convince Thomas he is a man of his word, specifically regarding cutting ties with Cat Green. This breaks my heart a little bit. Thomas is a kid who lost his mother Abigail in a horrific way. His sense of security is shattered. Every time Chad brings a new woman around, Thomas sees a threat not just to his dad, but to the memory of his mom. Chad promising to cut off Cat is a massive step. It shows he is finally prioritizing Thomas's mental health over his own dating life. But words are cheap in Salem. Here is the conflict I see coming. Cat Green isn't going to just disappear. She might not be a villain, but drama follows these characters. If Chad slips up, or if Cat runs into them, Thomas's trust will be broken permanently. I think we are going to see a really tender, but tense, father-son scene where Chad has to practically beg for his son's forgiveness. It's a necessary step before Chad can ever move on romantically. He needs to heal the house of DiMera first. 5. The King returns. EJ vs. Kristen. Now, for the main event. The storyline I am most hyped for. EJ DiMera is flying back from Italy, and he is bringing the thunder. First, let's touch on the Sydney aspect. It is so important that the show remembered this history. Sydney was kidnapped. She has trauma. The fact that EJ flew to Italy just to sit with her, to show her his face, to prove he is alive and safe, that is peak EJ. He is a ruthless monster in business, but he loves his children fiercely. That visit was crucial for Sydney's stability, and now that Marlene has hinted she is doing better, EJ can return to Salem with a clear head. And a clear head makes EJ dangerous. He is coming back to a war zone. Kristen DiMera is on the warpath. She blames EJ for Rachel being in Bayview. In Kristen's twisted logic, if EJ hadn't interfered or pushed certain buttons, Rachel would be home. She is wrong. Of course Aracle is in Bayview because the situation is toxic, but you can't reason with Kristen. The spoilers tease an alliance between Kristen and Rafa Hernandez. This is wild. Rafa is the commissioner. He is the moral compass. But Kristen is a master manipulator. Will she convince Rafa that EJ is the true threat to the city? Will she use Rafe's annoyance with EJ to weaponize the police force against him? And let's not forget Gwen. EJ is coming back to destroy Gwen for the Dimitri mess. Gwen is already spiraling, and having EJ DiMera as an enemy is usually a death sentence for your social standing. I predict a scene where EJ evicts Gwen, fires her, or freezes her assets within 24 hours of landing. The clash between EJ and Kristen is going to be biblical. It's Cain and Abel, DiMera style. 6. Toxic reunions. Leo, Dimitri, Gwen, and Xander. Finally, let's talk about the messy romantic entanglements. Leo Stark is mourning the loss of Javi. We all knew Javi wasn't long for this world in terms of storylines, but Leo actually catches feelings. However, Dimitri is lurking. Dimitri is the Mr. Big to Leo's Carrie Bradshaw. Toxic, unavailable, but inevitable. Dimitri is going to pull Leo back into his orbit, likely using illegal schemes or blackmail, and Leo, in his grief, will let it happen. But the bigger headline? Gwen and Xander. The spoilers say they are reconnecting, and it's paving the way for them to hit the sheets. I have mixed feelings about this. On one hand, the chemistry between Paul Telfer Xander and Emily O'Brien Gwen is electric. They are both broken, morally gray characters who understand each other's darkness. On the other hand, didn't we just get over this? Sarah is going to be furious even if she says she doesn't care. This feels like a rebound for both of them. Xander is frustrated with his life. Gwen is being targeted by EJ. They are finding comfort in the familiar. My prediction: this hookup will result in a pregnancy scare or a massive public reveal that humiliates Sarah, reigniting the Kiriakis-Horton feud. It's messy, it's trashy, and I am absolutely here for it. Conclusion and discussion. So, looking at the week of January 26th to 30th, the theme is consequences. Johnny is facing the consequences of naivety. Jeremy is facing the consequences of a stalker's obsession. And EJ and Kristen are dealing with the consequences of their family legacy. I need to hear from you guys in the comments below. Team EJ or Team Kristen? Who wins this civil war? The stalker. Do you think Owen Kent is working alone, or did someone hire him to frame Jeremy? Zwen, are you happy Xander and Gwen are getting back together, Or is this a huge mistake? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a spoiler breakdown. I'll be back next week to see if Johnny survives the trap and if Sophia actually breaks out of Bayview. Until then, keep watching Days.